And then as it goes into it, like the ship ended up sinking, but the horses were able to swim away, so it made it an all right day. So, but anyways, welcome, hello.
I thought that was going to be a bad joke.
No, they all are. But hello, welcome, and thank you for tuning in to Heroes Need Not Apply. This is a actual play of D&D 5th edition. We are playing through a module known as the Storm King's Thunder. We'll be playing on Roll20 as usual, and we're of course always, as ever, joined with our faithful companions of Patrick, Jacob, and Dustin. And my name is Brady. I'll be your dungeon master, and I don't think we really have a lot of housekeeping details real fast, but we'll run through a few of them. First to thank for our intro music for both the podcast and this stream. His name is JNATHYN, I guess is his real name, but it's at JNATHYN, JNATHYN, or something like that. We'll post it. He gave us the right, or he let us use that as our theme song, which we thank him for that. Thank you to Syrinscape for just being awesome and having their sound systems stuff, their sound sets, both paid and free. Don't have to pay copyrights, so that's great. As you should be able to hear some crackling of the fire in the background. I will say one thing you'll notice: I am wearing glasses. I got me some new screen blue tint like glasses stuff.
Highly recommend. Get yourself some.
Yeah. Not trying to look cooler or anything. I just needed them for my eye strain.
Just turn your filter down. That works.
Well, I'm not that smart, so. But also go out and support your local game shops. I read an article today real quick. I read an article today that says, well, actually, Patrick sent it to me, and then I had another.
Catherine, my amazing wife, sent me that article.
Yeah, and then later, one of my other friends
plug to the wife.
Send it to me as well. But basically, the article said that this is the best year that Dungeons and Dragons, as a company, as like Wizards of the Coast, has had in a long time. They've had like, what was it, 33% increase or like 66%? It was a big number. Regardless, they've had a really good. They said even through the pandemic, they're saying that people are getting into it. They've had time to teach their friends to play and their family to play and get more people into it. And, with the shows like Critical Role and Artifacts
and Vitamin D&D.
Yeah, and Vitamin D&D in this stream. So, we're
friends how to play.
Right. And I mean, we know we're big influencers, but we don't like to flaunt that. So, we just like to keep it humble because I think we're some of the most humble people that I've ever met in my entire life. So, just bear that in mind. But anyways,
shameless plugs.
Does anybody else have anything else to say?
Nope, I don't.
Okay, well, I guess we will get into it. Last we left off, you guys were in the household of Corliss Than, who was the father of the boy that you all rescued that was getting beat up in the streets right outside. What was the name of that place? The Earth's Bowels?
Yes.
The Earth's entrails?
No.
Bowels of the Earth?
Bowels of the Earth, that's the one.
Entrails of the mantle?
I have it here somewhere. I've just got too many notes.
It's Bowels of the Earth. It's Bowels of the Earth.
Okay, Bowels of the Earth.
Yep.
And
Skin of the sea.
You went out there and you saved him, and he was like, "Oh, as a thank you, let me please take you to meet my father." And you guys were like, "Oh, okay." So he walked you into the castle ward. Not too far into the castle ward, but it was one of the houses that was kind of not necessarily up on a big hill, but comparatively, it was, and it was a large house as well. Like, it was one of the biggest ones that you had seen so far. Took up almost like what you would consider a block, I guess. And you guys went in, and he found his dad. He introduced himself as Corliss Than. he took you up to his study and basically was like, as a reward, I'm going to write you guys like basically an unlimited pass into the city because
I believe it was for 1 year.
yeah, so 1 year pass, which you guys were on a tentative like 24-hour pass sort of because there had been a lot of gang violence and assassinations and murder attempts and things like that going on. So they're just trying to keep the city safe. And you guys didn't have one. You weren't sure how to do it, but he so graciously offered you this pass. And Oran was not as swift to want to give his name. He did mention the last name Murphy, and you guys rolled really well and were able to... Yeah, you guys were able to detect that his eyebrow just like slightly went up just a little bit whenever you said Murphy. And you guys were basically standing there in his study, and he said that, and then he was basically like, oh, well, it's close to evening. Why don't you join us for dinner? And that's kind of where we left off. So we'll just kind of jump in there, and we'll just say that you're making your way. Actually, we'll just say that you're still in the study. So you're still standing there in front of his desk. And behind his desk, he's standing there. He's walked back behind it. He's kind of putting his seals and his papers away from where he was writing your passes for you. And again, you're in this big, majestic office. It's almost like vaulted ceilings, 2-story high ceilings, and like bookshelf, just lined with bookshelves and dark woods and leather-bound books and things like that all over the place. And there's a big window. Yeah, there's a big window, full floor-to-ceiling window on the side, and the last of the sun is kind of beaming in. And he's got all sorts of like little cool trinkets on his desk. One of them being, I guess, the equivalent of a fantasy Newton's cradle almost, but it's got this like one sort of bigger greenish crystal floating above this little pedestal with like 6 little smaller shards kind of like just slowly orbiting around it, and they're just floating there, just about 4 or 5 inches off the top. And then like over on the other side, he's got these bunches of maps and stuff all scrolled out, really cool looking maps. He's got like a journal there, and then behind that you can see what looks to be like a big safe, very very thick walled looking safe, very ornate, very detailed. It's got some neat like looks like sort of serpents or dragons like intertwining going up around the side, and some like gold filigree inlays and stuff like that. But long story short, it's a very fancy, powerful man, and you're in his office. And so he walks back around. Yeah, he walks back around the back of his desk, and he says, so I believe it's almost time for dinner. Would you like to join us down in the grand dinner hall?
How appropriate. Not the breakfast hall, but the dinner hall.
Yes, the breakfast hall is...
That's where one
that's
has
for in
dinner.
the morning. Yes, I mean, clearly, we're not savages here.
I can't remember if I was eating bread, but I like to imagine I'm still
Always.
eating bread, and I'm like, I could eat.
I could eat.
Well, gladly, and if you like rolls, we have plenty of it.
Oh. I just like
Speaking
hide away my other rolls,
Yeah.
making sure he didn't see.
He's like, don't be shy. You have nothing to worry about when it comes to lacking of food. So
yeah. Let's see. So I don't know if we want to ask for a moment to speak amongst ourselves, or just roll into this this dinner unorganized.
I mean, Oran,
Well,
if you don't want to, you can always say you don't want to.
one of the servants comes in from the door that's like behind you all. That's a
From
good
the
like
ceiling?
yeah, from the ceiling. Just no, they walk in the door behind you, and I mean you got to remember you're probably like 60 feet away from this door because it's a big long hallway, and it just kind of stands there. And he looks up and he's like, "Oh yes, excuse me for just a moment. Talk amongst yourselves and then meet me out in the foyer, and we'll go from there to dinner. So excuse me." And he walks off, and you see him kind of call over to his servant. He's like, "Yes, something." And he walks out, and then they kind of walk around the door a little bit, and you can kind of hear him talking just outside the door. He's not like gone, but whenever you get done, you just need to go out there. But You guys are left alone in his study, standing there.
Okay. I'd say I don't know. Obviously, it's going our way a little bit as far as now we've got the 1 day pass thing. That problem avoided, but I think we need to have a conversation. A little bit further details from me. I don't think here though. I'm not sure what ears may be listening. So let's wrap up dinner. Not get too in depth about ourselves. And maybe just ask a whole lot of questions about what we saw in Nightstone, what we heard about, and then be on our way.
And he leans back through the door and he says, I hope you're hungry. I can't wait to get in depth about each one of your lives when we go into a long dinner. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. What does everybody think?
I don't see the harm.
How many valuable things did I just walk past?
Oh, like everything. Pretty much anything inside of this. This room particularly, like everything in the house is super ornate, and you see gold filigree and like what you think is ivory or some types of bone or pearl. Like it's just like everything is just not really extravagant, but very fancy. And everything in this room in particular is like top of the line. You could probably say that the majority of these books are either one of a kind or first editions or very, very, very expensive. Not even including all the little trinkets and things that it has like kind of spread around on bookshelves and stuff.
Coyn is giddy. Giddy is the correct word. Yeah. He's looking at the books. I can't even read these, but I know they're expensive.
Yeah. Can Oran gauge exactly how expensive these books might be, or how full of arcane knowledge?
For just the books, just do an investigation check, and we'll just say you walk over to this one bookshelf and you just randomly pick a really nice looking book off the shelf.
I think that's gonna be a 16.
Yeah, so you look at it, and
16,
I mean,
for
you as somebody that's kind of looked and studied books and know a lot about,
Sorry, that's an 18.
18. Well, that completely changes now.
Right, I know.
No, you're actually you don't really have to know too much, but you can know that these books, maybe not this one in particular that you picked up, probably do have some sort of magical knowledge spread out through them, because just reading the spines of the books, you can tell that a lot of them are in languages you don't even know, but there's some that are you can tell are like from special collections from like Candlekeep, in different places in the orders of the Magistrate and Protectors. And so like this one book that you picked up is probably worth at least like anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 gold.
Okay, can we get collectively any idea of what this guy does, or do I notice like from like the seal that he has on our like writ of passage, who he is?
I have a skill in forgery that I was going to look at that as soon as I got a chance.
Okay, yeah, you can look at his signature. You can take time to just kind of look over it and stuff. If you want to roll a perception check or investigation or whatever.
So I've got forgery, and I've got forgery kit, which gives me a +4. But what skill would that be?
Maybe like an intelligence check with your proficiency added.
Okay.
For a forgery roll,
right?
Well, it's not necessarily that it's forgery, just that I've experience with forgeries, so I would have an idea.
Like studying signatures, being able to,
determine people's positions, authorities, titles, etc. So here we go. First roll for me.
Yeah, just tell us. We can't see. What is it? It's a 20.
I can't.
I don't know.
It's too blurry.
It's a 2 and a 0 plus
okay.
whatever.
Yeah, 20.
Nice. And so you were just wanting to investigate it to...
Yeah,
you
just
were just
kinda
wanting to
get a-
look and study his signature?
Well, kind of look at his signature, look at the document itself, see what kind of things I can pick up
Does
from.
he sign like a doctor? Does he sign like a thief?
Yeah.
No,
like a
he has a
lawyer.
very... almost a beautiful signature. You can tell this is a guy that has to sign his name a lot, and he's got it down to an art, because even whenever you watched him sign, like whenever he was making the paper, like it was so effortless and it didn't look like he was doing anything, but then whenever you see it written, it's like this beautiful, just something you would see, from the 1800s that, people just spend all their time. But you also see off to the side, it says his name, Corliss Than, and it says Magistrate of Trade and Commerce.
We're like
Yes.
we're like poring over this like document trying to figure out who he is, and his like diplomas on the wall like behind us.
Yeah, you guys are like,
You're like,
it's right here.
How
We have to
are we
find
gonna
it from
figure
here.
it out? Like,
And then Colin's
This
just like,
is-
oh, this is what he does.
yeah, no, Tarat's like, does
Yeah.
this say what it is?
He just points to his. Is that what that is?
I cast comprehend languages on Tarat. It's gonna blow your mind. So
Words.
to dinner, lads. Okay.
Why not?
So what did you guys
Even
decide? You guys were just going to
discussed.
try and make it through dinner as quick as possible and just get out and kind of
Yeah.
set your backstory right?
No. I we got to pull some information out of this guy. Nightstone. Why was the
Yeah, I
Nightstone in
think
the
that-
town important?
Yeah, obviously this guy is important. He might be able to set us on the right path to get information. Oran just doesn't want to share a lot about himself with this guy. 'Cause he-
Okay.
Tarat's
And
the
I-
same.
And I
Just
can
in
understand that, but at the same time, there's a lot of questions from our previous adventure that I feel like he can
Oh, yeah.
probably brush, at least with a broad stroke, what was going on there.
yeah, I agree.
Why the goblin issue? Why the rocks fell from the sky?
Yeah.
Why Nightstone was significant or important? What exactly how cute was Lady Villarosa before she got squished into peanut butter?
Right.
Turn into the wicked witch of the east, bro.
Yeah. There's no place like home.
Came down in a bubble, Doug.
And we may even be able to negotiate for titles ourselves if we play our cards right to be the new rulers of Nightstone
Right.
with
Never
the
know.
authority to hire and fire mercenary companies at will, much like
Right.
Seven Snakes. Just saying.
All right, to dinner then.
Off to dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
For dinner.
So you guys make your way back out. You walk outside the door, and that same servant that came in and kind of just broke it up a little bit. He's just standing there, up against the wall with his hands crossed, and you guys walk out and you kind of look around, and he's like, "Are you ready for dinner?"
Yes, I believe we are. And
So he says-
Oran would have refreshed his disguise
Take me
self
to the
before we left the study.
Okay.
I like to think that you didn't. You just did it right in front of him, but he doesn't.
Yeah, we're just
care 'cause
like-
he doesn't get paid to ask questions.
Don't say nothing. Okay, so yeah, you guys do that, and he's like, "This way," and he takes you downstairs, winds through the house. You guys go to kind of this sort of center part of the house, the central part of the house, and it's a big dinner table or like dinner dining room. And again, everything's just super ornate. Again, high ceilings. They got these chandeliers, and instead of candles, you see there are these little. They look like candles, but the top of them have little glass orbs. About as big as a shooting marble, like the big, almost like golf ball size things. But inside of them, it's this flame, but it doesn't move like a normal like candle flame. It's just like swirling around inside of it. And these are like, there's tons of them in this chandelier, and they're just all over, and even in sconces on the walls. So I mean, there's like plenty of light, but there's no like actual candles.
Gotcha.
And you guys walk in, and it's this huge dinner table, and they at the far end of the dining hall, the table stretches all the way down, and he's sat at the head of the table, and you see that there are 4 spots set alongside, 2 on each side. And as soon as you guys walk into the dining hall, Canik kind of like stumbles in. He's like, "Oh, I see you guys are joining us for dinner. Thanks. It's can't wait for you. You know, guys, we get to talk and get to kind of know a little bit about you. But yeah, let's go." So he proceeds to kind of briskly walk to his spot, which is to the right hand side of his dad, and then there's one next to him, and then there's two more opposite that. So it's just like the last 4 spots there on the table, and you guys can pick where you want to sit and who's sitting where.
How long? If we say like in terms of like how long the room is or how long the table itself is.
Okay, so the room itself is probably maybe like 150 feet to 200 feet long by like 50 to 75 feet wide. And then the dinner table itself is almost as long as the room. So it's about 100 feet long. Like, you can tell this dude, if and when he does have balls here,
the table is that long as
celebrations
well?
And things.
Yeah. Yep. Dinners.
There's
we know
dinners and
what's about to
things.
happen, don't we?
There's lots of people that he can entertain at one time. So it's a very long room, and he's like all the way down at the end.
I sit at the very far other end.
Oh yeah. Sit with him at the head. Coyn is at the foot.
So he just kind of like he raises his hand up, and he's like, we have the seating down here. Please join us, all of you. And then Canik's like, yeah, come on, man, don't sit down there.
I'm gonna walk down there and sit by Canik, or
Okay.
whatever the kid's name is.
Okay.
Yep, Canik.
Canik.
So
And I'm
Dustin
gonna-
thinks that those beads on the chandelier are force beads, but I don't think Coyn would know that. I think they're like the beads of force or whatever, or bead of fireball or something, was my first thought when you brought that up. But can Coyn just kind of look at them?
Yeah, whenever you go to sit down,
I don't think I would be able to know that anyway.
no, but just as
table.
you're watching, you can look. Do you have roll an Arcana check?
Yeah, I don't think I've got Arcana.
Well, I mean, you
Yeah,
can, even though
I got a -1. I'll roll
I mean,
that.
you can still roll. You may get a good roll.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if Oran, if he wants to
Sometimes.
try and do
Yeah. I
one,
mean,
or,
I know. Oran
Tarat.
will be looking around.
I'm gonna go sit at the table. I'm thinking, dinner.
I want bread.
So yeah.
Hey.
Get you
I
some
don't know why
bread,
y'all
boy.
are being so weird.
Oh, I'm just
Let's quote unquote. Let's get through this fast as you're looking at every
I mean,
nook and
it's-
cranny.
I rolled a
before you
2.
sit.
It's happening quickly, but
I rolled a 2 with a -1, so
Nice.
I rolled
Okay.
an adjusted 1.
Oran's got an adjusted 10.
okay,
Not much better.
So you're not entirely sure what it is. You would think if you were able to sit down a
Buddy.
little bit
I like
longer and actually like take time to study these things, you could probably figure it out. But it's just basically some little like flame just swirling and dancing inside this glass orb.
And they're up high, right? They're not.
Yeah,
like
they're
on
like
the
they're
table.
chandeliers. The ones on
Okay.
the tables are actual like candles, but like the ones on the chandelier and the sconces on the walls, all those have those things. But the ones on the table, they're all actual candles. And then on either side, I meant to say, in the middle of the room on either wall, there's a big fireplace that's just got a beautiful roaring fire on either side that keeps this hall at a perfect temperature. You would think a big room like this would be pretty cold, but it feels like great in here.
Well,
So you guys go, and who's gonna sit across from Canik?
I'll sit across from Kennick, and that would
Okay.
be to the other side of.
Oran's
Orlin.
gonna sit as far down the table
It
as he
matters
can,
where
but
it matters where you pick because that's the tunnel that you get siphoned into.
Shot
yeah.
into.
Whenever he like
Squirts
flips
you out the
button,
bottom of the castle.
my chair flips back and
yeah. And as you guys come to sit down, Corliss, he stands up and he just kind of like motions with his hands, like, sit, please. And then you guys sit up or come up and sit down. And after you guys sit down, he sits down. And then as soon as you sit down, these servants come out of these doors and come over and do the whole thing, where they sit things down in front of you, like all at the same time, like your first course. And it's a salad with, and they bring out bread, and everybody has one piece of bread on their plate except for Tarat, who actually has like a small bowl of rolls brought out alongside of it. And you see Corliss, he's like,
salad to the side.
yeah, Corliss is like, I remember
Right
you
into the
said
food.
that you enjoy bread, so here, please. And if you want more, just don't hesitate to ask.
Bread. Man after
So
my own heart.
he just kind of starts, taking his food, and he's like, please, go ahead, eat. And they start eating, and while we're sitting here, Canik kind of takes a couple of bites, and he's like, so what brings you guys to Waterdeep?
Well, I guess I can answer that. We're actually we've actually been journeying together for a short period of time, but actually found ourselves
a week. It's been a week.
seeking a bounty in Nightstone, a little job posting for service of Lady Velrosa in Nightstone. I don't know if you're familiar. You seem to be a extremely perceptive man, Mr. Than.
Personally, I found her personality a little flat when we met her.
Yes, unfortunately, as much as my friend Coyn jokes, a sad fate has befallen Lady Velrosa.
Lady Nandar. What's come of her? She was just here a few weeks ago in this very dining hall. We were having a ball and eating, and just like normal, she visits here quite frequently.
Well, I'm glad you're already sitting down, sir.
Well, if you were to call on her, you would find her quite short.
Gosh, man, you've been writing these down?
No!
These are pretty good.
They just come to me. They just come to me.
So, yes, sadly, there was some sort of attack, and from what eyewitnesses say, possibly giants. And I believe
it wasn't the goblins that.
No, they had some goblin problems. I'm sure that you were aware of. I'm sure she may have mentioned on her last visit, and that's what we were hired to try to seek a solution to. But when we arrived, there were much bigger problems. The Nightstone taken by cloud giants. Is that what we reached?
No, we don't.
About?
We still didn't reach that conclusion.
I think.
I think we did.
What my friend means to say is that Nightstone has become no stone, and that Lady Velrosa's personality has become quite morbid.
Coyn, it's night, no stone. They still have night. They just don't have stone.
True.
Right.
It appears as if a giant hand has reached down from the heavens and plucked forth said Nightstone and retrieved it to places unknown.
Hold on, pause. Has our characters really not? I thought someone mentioned the giants.
I've got written down cloud giants, and I think from the descriptions, I rolled some check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you did like a wisdom check or something,
like
and
nature.
You from where you read, you were able to tell this matches the description of
from children's books.
I remember calling it episode 2 that it was a giant bombardment.
Oh yeah,
you
called it. Yeah.
Which speaking of, I guess. Yeah, well, as I say, a point of inspiration, which I also meant to give. Yeah, I also meant to give each of you a point of inspiration.
Hey.
From last time, just all the role playing that we did, and kind of going into it. It was everybody did so. Just a real quick point. Inspiration is basically it's kind of like bit of luck a little bit. You can choose to give yourself advantage or impose disadvantage on an enemy. And we're going to get into some other house rules that we're going to do with inspiration. So I'm going to try and remember to hand out points of inspiration. But if you're able to bank up and get at least a 3, you'll be able to turn them in for a better thing than just having 3 things of being able to give yourself advantage or whatever. So just bear that in mind. Make sure you're actually keeping track of it. Put it on your sheets or somewhere that you'll be able to keep track of it. Just points of inspiration. So, but yeah, thank you for reminding me. Yes, that was that. But yes, so they were cloud giants. So you see him he sits back. He sets his utensils down, and he's like, "Yes, this is it's very disturbing news. I knew they were having trouble with the goblins, and I had been trying my best to find people to make their way out there, but we've had such pressing matters here in the city. It's hard to find anyone to dispatch out there to help them with their problems. But this is giants. That's new to me.
Yes, and new to us as well. We don't have a lot of experience with giants and didn't know if you might be able to recommend where we might seek out, I guess, better information, someone more experienced with giants to point us in the right direction to find out more information about what might be going on.
Yeah, he kind of sits back, and whenever he sits back, the servants come in and take away the plates, and then they bring out sort of like the first course,
I
and
wasn't
it's
done with
some type of.
Wait, I wasn't done.
So they
I like to imagine they leave.
they just
my
look at you and
salad.
they're just like,
I'm eating the
no.
soup.
Yeah, no, but they bring out the next one, like, and if you're not done, they leave it, but you're mostly all done
Yes.
at the same time.
Yes.
They're smaller portions. It's not like huge
Hmm.
like Zaxby's salads that you're sitting down to eat. So then they bring out the next one. And it's just a small plate that has like some fancy looking vegetables with like a sliver of meat, but looks very delectable. Smells very good. And they set it down, and
Ooh,
and he's
the gray
like,
stuff.
yes.
It's
He
delicious.
says, let me a moment to think. He kind of sits back a little bit, and Canik kind of leans up, and he's like, I mean, you could probably just go somewhere like Candlekeep. They might be able to have some books or know somebody that could point you in the right way. And he goes, yes, yeah, good thinking, Canik. That's, as the boy says, Candlekeep would probably be the best place to go for any information on giants or magic or anything of that sort. I'm sure they would be more than willing to help if you mentioned my name.
Duly noted. I know. Would Oran be aware of the tradition, or I guess the requirement at Candlekeep to provide a bit of knowledge to get access to knowledge?
I'm sure with how Oren is obsessed with knowledge and trying to find knowledge and gain it, you would probably know from your time in Waterdeep. I'm sure you were fascinated with what was it, the Order of Magistrates and Protectors. You knew all about them. I'm sure you knew all about. You probably read or talked to everybody that knew anything about Candlekeep. So I'm sure that came up, and you were just kind of like, okay, I'll have to remember that because like you want to get in. I'm sure you wanted to get in there at some point in time, even when you were younger, to get in there and just read or learn everything you could.
I can say, well, Mr. Than, Lord Than, I wouldn't.
You can just call or Core for short.
Yeah, Coral.
Core.
Okay. Would you have any I don't know, I guess equivalent, any high, I guess interesting tomes, bit of knowledge that we might be able to take with us if we do decide to go to Candlekeep in exchange for our seeking of information?
He says,
leather-bound books that
he says, yes, well, I do have many books.
first editions,
Yeah, all of them
signed by the author.
do yes, they are quite valuable to me, and not just in terms of price, but lots of them are priceless to me. There were most of these were what I was able to build up with as a young boy coming up, and that was how I got one of my starts. Was I traded and sold books, and many of these books were books that I actually sold as a young boy and was able to track down and purchase from the people who had built them rebuy them from the people who had bought them from me once I had established myself and became, not to brag, but quite wealthy and quite well established. I was able to rebuy them all, but I might be able to look through and find something for you, but you would have to get back to me on that one.
Perhaps a Northern Water Tribe scroll.
Yes.
It says Northern Water Tribe. That's you'll have to tell me more about that sometime. I would like to hear about that.
It all
barring-
changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
Barring the
I couldn't not the whole time.
Yeah.
I was thinking that.
barring the ability to procure such a unknown document. Perhaps you could provide us with a scroll of entry or, something that would allow us to enter in your employ as the Magistrate of Trade and Commerce.
Well, while I do have a bit of pull here and there, Candlekeep has its own customs and way of doing things. If you were to mention my name, it would probably help a little, but you would still have to bring some sort of payment or homage to them with some sort of knowledge or something. Usually, it's a very big ask to be able to bring in knowledge enough to be accepted into Candlekeep. But maybe if you mentioned my name and brought a book from me, it might be a little bit less and easier for you to get in.
Yeah, it's kind of the way I've always thought about it. It's kind of like the library in Avatar.
Yeah,
I mean, literally.
That's what I was thinking. I was about to say the owl. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like it doesn't.
Your gift is accepted.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be like some brand new thought or like research nobody's heard about, but even like I mean I don't know if a firsthand account of the events around the attack on Nightstone might be enough of an interest for like maybe one person to get in and research.
Well, I have this cookbook.
Yes,
I've been trying
totally
to learn
gibberish.
how to read.
He says
you don't know
that,
how to read.
I don't know how to
He says
read.
you can't read.
Nope, I can't
Huh.
read. But I've been trying to read this cookbook, which I think it's a cookbook because I found it in a kitchen.
No, I think it was a cookbook because we
Oh no, I have it written down. I have a
Yeah.
cookbook.
because I tried to show you how to make chicken and dumplings or something in it.
Yep.
Chicken with gluten.
Can it kind of like perks up a little bit? He's like, oh, that's pretty cool. That actually looks like one of the cookbooks that Dad says that mom used to use. And he kind of like
Ooh, sad.
sort of like perks down a little bit, not much, but
Oh god, I brought up his dead wife.
and he looks he looks at you because you're kind of like what, and he kind of looks at you and goes, no, it's fine, it's been a while and we've healed quite a bit, but it's still a somber thing to think about. Mrs. Than, she did love to cook, and she was taken from us too soon, but yes, that does look like a cookbook she used to use, but that may or may not get you in. But if you haven't learned to read, we'll have to work on that if you ever have time or would like to learn.
What else did we find in that house? We found
I
a
don't know.
flask.
I only
Yeah,
wrote
we
down
found-
the things
yeah,
I took.
We found, I mean, lots of little bits and bobs that I need to cast mending on so we can sell at full price, but I don't think we found any other books.
Because have we discussed what race Corliss and Kanakar?
They're human.
They're humans, right?
They're just humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to charm him?
No.
Pointy
No.
ears.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
was
going to
about to
say it.
say,
I
they
didn't
got
think
a little
about
hat
it.
on or something.
Oh gosh, no. He'd pass the heck out of that saving throw.
Ooh.
And say, well, I like we said, we greatly appreciate it and hope that even if we can only seek the knowledge and information here in Waterdeep, that we're successful. And we'll make sure we keep you informed of what we find. But going back, there was something you mentioned earlier, and something we also heard from the guards whenever we arrived at the river gate. Something concerning assassinations or attempts.
He says,
I
yes.
had not heard.
There's just been many foul things afoot here in the city for the past, really, the past 10 to 15 years, really. There's just been lots of vying for power, and the city's been overrun with gangs, and just all sorts of foul people are starting to really just muck up the streets, and it's not a place to really want to live, but many people don't have a choice. And even with trade, and myself know everything about all the trade that comes in and out of the city, and that's really what our lifeblood is, trade here. And it's beginning to affect the trade, and I don't know where they're coming from, but it's just, I don't know, there's too much to know, and I've been trying to find out what I can about it, but either no one wants to talk, or the people we want to talk to end up dying. So
Surely the High Lord of Waterdeep would not stand to let the city of Splendor turn to such ruin.
you're right, and that's what's been so disturbing is we've tried everything that we can, and
Yeah,
yet
clearly
these
that guy wouldn't do that.
these scoundrels just keep, no matter how many patrols he sends out or how many senior civilars are dispatched to take care of each ward and beef up security and things like that. It's the criminal underbelly. It's like grasping it at the wind. It's hard to really even know where to begin.
Oh, we may find a lead here or there. And once you started pulling on a loose string, sometimes things tend to unravel. Have you heard of? Well, let's go back to something. What was so significant about the Nightstone?
He kind of looks, and again, the servants are coming and changing out the plates, and they're bringing like what you can kind of guess is the main sort of course, and it's some sort of nice bigger piece of meat. And they come with like 2 little bowls of sides and stuff. But again, it's just like, and this is some of the best food that you've like ever had. And it's like,
Oh, this conversation is going to get way longer the more food is brought out.
We should really leave. Oh, okay. No. Just going to keep eating? Okay, yes.
Third dessert? Yeah, I think I'll.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what was the question again?
What was
the
what was
Nightstone.
so significant about Nightstone?
What's
For,
the deal?
for instance, why would a town pop up, become a center of commerce and trade around such a rock as Nightstone?
Well, as far as I'm able to ascertain or know of from speaking with Lady Nandar, well, rest her, it wasn't too big of a bustling city. It was more of just a city along the way that happened to grow up around this stone, and I believe even the people there didn't really even know much about it. It was just there, and as long as anyone can remember, it was founded around that because it was an oddity, and the people, the much simpler people of long ago, worshipped it for whatever reason and involved it in their rituals. But that's about all I know about it. I'm
Rituals,
not too
you say?
aware. Well, you know how things were, many thousands and millennia ago.
I don't. I
People
wasn't
were-
there.
Well,
And I don't know how to read, so
well, I was about to say, if we can teach you to read sometime, you could read about it and know that things were much simpler and people were much smaller-minded with a smaller understanding of the world.
Do you have books on thaumaturgy? I like to listen to one called Audible.
He's like, I'll have to look. I'm not quite sure.
All right, so Nightstone was kind of a bust. So just rituals and worship, nothing specific. I'd like to do a check on him as he was talking about Nightstone, an insight check just to see if he was spilling it all out, if he knew anything and was holding it back.
Yeah, go for
it. 20. Hang on.
Hey.
That's twice. I'm telling you, when you buy dice for someone else, Patrick,
Yeah, I know.
someone should really buy you some.
hey, this bad boy has rolled me. I don't think it's actually got me a nat 20 yet.
Every
It might have
third
on
or
something
fourth
done.
roll with this dice is a nat 20.
So what do we know with your insight
I'm
check?
looking
So with
at
your-
insight,
with your insight
plus
check,
5. So that's a 25.
Yeah. I mean, you can pretty much tell he was being sincere. Like that was really all he knew about it, because he spends all of his time in Waterdeep. I mean, he knows the surrounding area and stuff, but he knows just enough for, like trading and stuff. He doesn't really know much about the history of the towns and the places. But he was being true. Like, he was telling the truth,
All right.
as far as you can tell.
What about Lady Villarosa herself? Is there anything significant about her? What, other than just being a royal, was she human? Was she special in any way? What made her powerful enough to be the leader of that community?
Well, when her husband passed away about a year ago, he was killed in an attack by some of the orcs that came out of the Ardeep forest. Or no, sorry, not the orcs. The elves that were there in the forest, and he was actually killed in that attack. And she just came to power as, kind of preceding her husband, and she was actually able to somewhat, I wouldn't necessarily say secure, but was able to reach a tentative peace with the elves and not disturb them anymore. But that's really all of her noteworthiness. Is she was just the wife of a noble, a lower noble, but still noble nonetheless.
Okay. Well, any other questions that we were left lingering from previous adventure, other than we know why the goblins took up residence in the town, because there wasn't anybody there.
Yeah, they're just opportunistic.
So I turned to Kennick. Kennick, you're a pretty smart kid. Any insights to this that you may have learned in college or at the college of, what's it called? The College of Mages?
Yeah,
The
what is
candle
it?
lighting school.
Watchful Order of Magists and Protectors.
Yeah.
So did you pick up anything at the order there?
I mean, I'm just still an apprentice. I really just started there not long ago.
As the gang was squeezing him for information, now we do it in his home.
He's
Gentle,
like, no,
of his
please
dad.
don't.
it's gentle squeeze.
He starts like flinching away from you, like,
Getting
Just-
flashbacks.
it's like,
I don't know anything.
No,
Tell us
he's
what-
just like, I mean, I haven't been there long, and I haven't really been into my studies long, so I'm still just learning really the ropes. I'm just an apprentice, and right now, as an apprentice, you're basically just a gopher and an extra pair of hands to the older students or the older mentors. And I haven't really had much time to really learn too much about stuff yet. I mean, I get to read books every now and again.
I'm examining for ears.
His
He said he
ears?
was a-
Four
yeah,
ears?
yeah,
He's
he
got
said he was
two.
a gopher.
oh yeah,
Oh.
he did.
He says, he's like, what
Transmutation.
are you looking at me for?
Interesting. Polymorph.
Oh, I wish I had polymorph and
I just go
transmutation.
to like
Don't worry.
poke his face.
You see him, he just kind of like slaps your hand away. He's like, what are
Pretty
you doing?
sure you're human.
Oh, he's
I've
like,
met many gophers.
he kind of laughs a little bit. He's like, no, I would just basically go and get things for people. I would, go for this and go for that, and it's just it's a turn of phrase. I was basically just the go get stuff boy.
Turn of phrase.
So then,
What does that mean?
recently, have you gone and gotten anything out of the ordinary? Obviously, the gang that was shaking you down were interested in something you had carried recently or were supposed to be carrying recently. There was more to it than being the son of the magistrate.
Maybe he's just a shakeable boy.
Yeah,
No.
he
Do you ever
kind
think
of
of that?
kind of like.
I mean, look at him. He looks like a gopher.
Insight
I wanna
on
shake
that right now as he shrinks.
as he like drops his head.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear what he has to say first and then do an
Oh,
insight
yeah.
check? Or
Okay. No,
say it's
I'm
like-
going to do it anyway.
he really
I'm gonna
needs
look
to
at him
slump into his
closely.
chair. He really
I'm going
needs
to put
to do
the
it.
spotlight on him.
No, he take the chandelier and bring it down. No, he just kind of like slumps down and his
Where
his
were
dad's
you?
like, yes, Canik, please, can you tell me about these ruffians that did this to you? We haven't had a chance to speak about it. Please tell us. And he just kind of slinks and he's like, I mean, they were just these kind of older kids that always hang around outside the school, and they make fun of us most of the time, but they've only really been starting to get rough here over the past couple of weeks, and they beat up a couple other of us, and I just happened to get caught out by myself, and I was just trying to get into the market. I wanted to go get one of those pastries from the square down there, the ones I like. And his dad's like, yes, I do know those. We'll have to make a safer way for you to get those. And he's like, Dad, I'll go and get them if I want. You don't have to get everything for me. But he's just like, gosh, Dad. No. But he's just like, I mean, I don't know why they beat me up. They kept asking me where it was, but I didn't even know what they were talking about. They just kept asking where it was and
Have
saying,
any
tell
of
us
the,
where it's at.
Have any of the other
What-
apprentices had the same run-in and I don't know, have an idea of what they're looking for, why they're doing this?
I mean, one or two of them said that they were looking for a book or something, but they never really. They were really just dumb thugs.
That was the
They
dime
would think
dropping, by the way.
he
That was the clue.
he was like
Stop here for that.
they aren't that smart, so they would always beat everybody up and then ask questions after they give everybody concussions. So they would either one not know what they were talking about, and two they couldn't remember later. But something about a book, I don't know.
Do you think you would
Interesting.
remember if you got hit hard enough?
He kind of flinches away from me. He's like, "No, I don't think so."
There's no need to
Should go
beat the
for
young
boy
man,
and just
especially
poke
at
at him.
dinner in front of his father.
Tarat,
He's already been embarrassed. There's no need to embarrass him further.
Tarat, I think what you really need to be asking is the location of this pastry cart. Doesn't that sound like something?
I was curious of what a pastry was, but I was going to hold my questions.
And Canet kind of looks at you, and he's like, actually, if you like bread, you would really like a pastry. It's like a sweet type of bread, and it's really good." And he's like, "Actually, we're gonna have some right now." And they come in and they set down dessert, and like instead of setting stuff in front of you, they set clean plates. But they kind of put a spread of just all sorts of desserts, like different sorts of pastries and cakes and little candies and like different types of caramels and like
Powdered sugar.
yeah, there's powdered sugar on a bunch of stuff. I mean, just like almost pretty much anything you can imagine. He sits down in front of you, and Canik just kind of like perks back up, and he's like, "Yeah," and he just like starts putting stuff on his plate, and he's just like just tearing into it. And Canik kind of stops, and he's like, "Oh, here," and he takes one of the pastries and he sets it on your plate, Tarat. He's like, "Here, this one. I think you'll really like it." And then just like goes back into like tearing into his food or his desserts.
Coral. Hey, Coral. Coral. I've got this powdered sugar.
I was gonna say,
Coral reminds me of a joke. Tell me if you've heard this one.
oh gosh,
You see
we're
Corliss kind of sit
we're
back.
about to get thrown out.
No, he kind of sits back and is like, "Oh,
I'm
let's
already
hear
in
it."
love with the pastries, and I'm just shoving as many in my pockets because I know
I'm
it's about
trying
to
to
be
see,
create-
you see the servants kind of like looking,
Creating
like,
an opportunity
whoa.
for you to totally clean off the entire pastry cart and shove it in the folds of your little monk pants.
underneath your
Like you-
beard.
So, this powdered sugar reminds me of snow, Coral. And what's the difference between a snowman and a snow woman?
I don't know what.
Coral. Snowball.
Snowballs.
You elicit like a pretty good reaction, like a pretty hearty chuckle from him, and like you see Cannon laughing through it, and he's kind of like he gets choked a little bit. He's like, "That's a good one. I'll have to remember that."
Sorry, I had to go with the classic Coral meme.
Right.
Snowball.
Coral.
So you guys sit there and eat a little bit more, and Corliss, he just kind of has a couple pieces, and then he pushes his plate away, and he's just like, "Well, I guess I would just like to take this time to thank you for saving my son. I mean, he's really, really all that I have left, and I really want to take care of him as much as I can. And he doesn't want me to treat him any different from any other kid." And he's like, "Yeah, Dad, whenever you have 3 armed bodyguards following around all the time, it's hard to be just a normal kid." And you hear him, he's just like, "Well, I mean, I'd like to take care of you. I don't want anything to happen to you."
I want to be treated as a normal kid. His dad's like, "Yeah," and he's just dumping like
Money
a bag
on the
of
table.
gold.
Yeah.
Just, like,
I heard
pushing it
that.
towards him,
He's
like,
just like, "Here,
"You'll
shut
just
up.
be a
Take this
You'll
bag
be like
of gold."
everyone else."
He goes to sit down, and there's a bag of gold in his chair. He just
Just
brushes
throws it in the floor.
aside.
He's pushing aside like
Last
all the
week's
piles of
gold.
money on your table just to
I'd like to
put
say-
a plate down.
I'd like to say also that we don't get the hint, and we stick around way too long.
I mean, that's
No,
fine. They
Oran,
keep...
Oran says, "Well, we should probably. Is that the last course of the
He
meal?
says,
I think we should retire."
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, yes. I mean, the night is still rather young. If you would like to retire for for drinks or anything. I mean, but
cigars
if you
and
need to be,
sherry. Let's do it.
No.
he's like, but if you need to be on your way, I probably have held you for too long, but I would like to thank you for saving my son and coming and indulging me in this, and take the pass as one of my ways of saying thank you.
Oh, you're welcome very much. No amount of propriety could break me away from cigars and sherry. Come on, guys, let's go.
He said, as you guys stand up, he goes, "How about this?" And he looks it over at one of the servants, and he like snaps, and he's like, or you see him wave his hand, and he kind of like the guy darts out, and he's just like, "Well, let me at least walk you to the door." And can it come along? And Candy's like, "Yeah, I'll walk you guys to the door." And you guys walk to the door, and you guys get there in the big central foyer place that you came
We
in
didn't
at.
hear anything about Murphyisms.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about Murphy.
Why not?
We'll talk about it in a minute. Whenever we're back
Okay.
at the inn in our own little room.
Dang it.
Oh, dang it!
wanna-
I actually did
What?
mean to bring something up about that.
No, it's too late. We're already out the door, bud.
Hey, no,
Cigars
we're
and
not out the
sherry
door. We're
boys.
being.
You're
Hang
still
on,
at
I'll be
the
right back.
door.
I gotta go
We're
get
at
my
the door.
sherry.
No, you're
Something-
still at the door.
As Oren tries to leave, he just feels a hand clamp on his shoulder, like
Death grip.
No, well, that now that you say that, you see one of the servants comes in, and he has a little box, and then he has 3 separate little flasks, and he's like, here, as a way of saying thank you, since I've held you for much too long, he says, take this for the road, and it's a box of cigars and 3 things of some sort of liquor, 3 flasks of very fancy looking, like, it would probably be
Claw.
expensive. And then he says, and also, he takes the thing and he kind of scribbles on it, and he like puts it in the box, and he says, here, from me to you, if you ever need anything else and I'm available, just please let me know. And he hands you the box of cigars, and he hands each of you the flasks, 1 flask each for each of you. And Canic's just like, yeah, thanks, guys. Maybe I'll see you around. Well, hopefully not getting beat up, but maybe I'll see you around sometime.
yeah.
Yeah, next time we're gonna let you fight your own fight, though.
He's like, don't worry.
I mean, we'll whittle the numbers down to like 2 of them and 1 of you, at least.
He's like, that's what it was whenever I'll just say this. I won't let him get the better of me next time. Like, I'll be ready for him. And Corliss kind of claps him on the back, and he's just like, yes, we'll have to work on that and get you some more training. And he's just like, Dad. He's like, but okay, I would like some training. He just kind of like laughs, and he's like, well, if that's all, have a good evening, and maybe we can do this again sometime.
We'll be over tomorrow night.
Oh god.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you.
Coin's gonna take up residence.
He's just
Clearly.
sleeping in the front foyer.
You just want a Scrooge McDuck and all of the gold pieces, just like.
As we're leaving, I would not mind a tour of the city's coiffeur, or the city's what do you call it? I forgot what it's
The wards.
called. The money bin.
the money
Treasury.
bin, the vault.
The money street, where the rich people live.
And he says, maybe one day we can arrange a tour of the Great Bank.
We have to work up to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, maybe one day we'll get there. I'll see what I can arrange.
Maybe
But
when you
I
don't
could
look
offer
so
a specific blessing from
poor.
Joaquin.
He just kind of like starts to close the door. He's like, all right, you all have a good night. And
Yeah.
just, like,
Takes a
doesn't slam
broomstick
it, but he's just like, all right,
Just like
bye-bye.
yeah.
Good
Coin
night.
is
Good night.
Coin is just
Yeah.
standing there,
Yeah,
like almost in the closed doorway.
Yeah, he's
Staring
like
at
got his
the door.
foot in the
this
door, and he's just
goofy
like,
look.
but I could.
Guys, that's money.
yeah.
That's money. Look at all the doors it opens.
As Coin is literally just
As-
face,
yeah,
like
all the
nose
doors
into the
yeah.
into the wood.
Just smelling it.
That's money,
Smell that?
I can smell the money
mahogany.
through the through. Okay, and I was gonna say, I think shall we adjourn to the inn, grab a nightcap, and would like to have a chat with you guys, if you don't mind. And
Oh no, I'm going straight to bed. I'm beat.
All right.
No backstory for you. It's going to be hard to talk to a wall because Coyn is still standing at the door as you can't walk away.
Just gonna grab Coyn, pull him away. Anyway, so we go back to the inn, to the bowels of the earth. I think did we already have rooms arranged there?
It's a
Or
I
crappy
think we
room.
had talked about it. I don't think we got it though.
Yeah, I think. 'Cause
Yeah,
when
we
you
did.
spoke
We had-
with Scrooge.
Gone.
He said he could give you a couple of nights free on Morak because from how he sent
They
you.
used to be adventure.
Did he give us
buddies.
any, when we have to remind me, did we get any money or just the letter of free passage?
That was really it. Just the letters and then the cigars and stuff that he sent.
yeah, we didn't get anything from what's his name either.
The
Talon.
barkeep?
Yeah,
Now, he said Talon, he wanted to be known as Talon, but his original name was
Scrooge.
Morak.
No, Morak's the dwarf.
No, it's,
From
Yep.
Nightstone. Scrooge
That's
is
Oh, that's right. That's right.
his contact, whose real name is Talon. I don't think he gave us anything.
I mean, he said he gave you like a week's free of, or like a couple of days free of room and board.
Okay.
So I mean,
I think he said,
but he didn't like give you anything physical.
Right,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
no,
I mean,
herpes,
he
right?
gave me bread.
Correct.
Oh, true.
On the way,
that's true.
on the way back to the, I think the trades ward is where Bowels of the Earth is.
Yeah.
Is there a magic shop? He said the night is young. Is there a magic shop open, like an arcane supply?
That was earlier in the evening when you guys started dinner. And
Yeah, we had a 12-course
well,
meal.
I'm just saying, like, you didn't have like a
Plus
12-course
cigars.
meal, but I didn't. It was one of those things where you like
So
you
it's
eat
late.
for a little bit and then you talk. Like, yeah, I mean, it's
Okay.
like it's nighttime. It's not like
So Oren would
midnight,
know most
but
businesses
it's not
would be
twilight.
closed by now.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, like everything is
tomorrow-
starting to close up.
Yes.
Where
Yeah,
has the
tomorrow
sun
is
gone?
the shopping montage.
Yes. Shopping montage. Okay. To the inn.
Okay. So you guys are making your way back to the inn, and again, it's late. It's not like super dark. It's not twilight, but it's not midnight. But night has
thank
set
God.
in. People are pretty much just finishing up clearing off the streets, and like there's not many people on the streets themselves. But you are
Tis
making your way
4:30.
back through the ways, and Oren is like just guiding you all which way to go. He knows the quickest ways ins and outs.
Downtown.
And you guys are making your way down one of the, not exactly the high road, but it's like off of the high road.
Mhm.
And you guys are walking,
The low road.
and the road lesser traveled.
I'll take
The
the high
and
road. You take
The high
You
road is
hear-
an actual road on the map. For
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
the
I
list.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
looking at it.
I'm looking at the map right now.
So
the
you
people not
guys
watching
are
the stream.
walking, and as you're walking along, you hear like one of those really, I don't want to do it because I don't want to blow out like people's ears, but you hear one of those like high pitched like whistles, like somebody's trying to get your attention. You know,
Mhm.
like the.
Uh-oh.
Yes, yeah.
It says "Oi!" and down a dark hall or alleyway,
hmm
you hear a voice that says, "It's like Oi!"
Hey,
Oren
hey there.
looks it
No,
over.
thank you. We're not interested in becoming Mormons today. Have a wonderful evening.
Can Oren see
Hang on, yeah,
how
I'm
this
taking you
person
there.
looks? Oh, okay. Oh, no. You don't have to take us anywhere.
Oh no.
It's a seven
There's an
snake.
encounter. Oh no.
It's the
No, it's not an actual seventh. snake.
Dimitri, you listened, my boy. I start to weep.
I weep openly.
Okay, hang on. Let me finish opening up this thingamajigger here.
Ooh, Kate.
Yeah, that's her.
Kate, go for the eyes.
She's right next to Coyn. Weird how that
Get him!
worked.
No, you guys can move yourself whatever order you were walking. I pulled you over from another thing, and your health.
Oh,
Should
gosh,
be-
should be full up. And
Yeah.
that's too
Why
low.
was that a question? Why was that a question? Just curious.
Mine should be 26 now. Actually. 26 of 26.
Oh, 26.
Yeah, my HP is 26. Isn't everybody else's higher?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
mine
These
is
are I pulled
29
these.
now.
These are old.
I haven't updated from where you guys rolled. So what is everybody's hit points? So Coin, what's your hit points total?
29 now, I believe.
Nice.
Yes, it is 29.
Nice.
Oh, this is perfect music.
No, it's not.
Thank you to Syrinscape. And then Tarat, what's yours?
I have written down 38, but I feel like that's too high.
I think that was right. I think you guys kind of got some distance on me. We can go back and listen. I think it was during the episode.
I mean, I put 38 HP down, so
Okay.
that's probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
from
probably good.
23, it seems like a
So
lot.
we're at 29, 38, and 26, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got pointy ears, Coin. I looked at the token.
Well,
Oh, no.
he's just a representative. Gosh.
The representative
So,
of the Lollipop Guild?
You see this guy kind of, no, he's a pretty big burly dude. You see him kind of sauntering up. He's like, well, what do we have here? He's like, hey, boss.
Oh boy.
And
Dave, there's that accent again. They're a bad guy.
Yeah, it's a bad guy. Bad guy speak.
It's a bad guy accent right there.
hang on. There we go. And you see this this other guy kind of saunters out from behind one of those boxes there. He's just like, well, I didn't think it'd be true unless I saw it myself. And he's kind of looking over at Coin, and he's just like, yeah, that's him.
I'm a
He's like-
dwarf, get used to it.
No, they're looking at
I'm
Coin,
here.
and as you look at them, they're kind of wearing all the same sort of ish clothes. Like they've got on like leather armor. It's kind of patchy and stuff, and they have like a red sash or like a sash on their arm, or some sort of matching red bit of cloth on the rest of their like otherwise black ensemble, like black and brown ensemble. And you see the guy that just walked up. He's like, well, I think it's time for a little payback. He's like, oh, boys. And
Oh, boys? I should.
yeah,
Silence. No, I'm kidding. Let's. No, not silence. I'll come up with something better.
so you see two more guys saunter up, and he just says, yep, I think it's about time we got some revenge. And everybody roll initiative.
Dang it.
Let's go fight some bad guys.
Ah,
Oh, good. That's
Gonna
good.
fight
2
them
plus.
good.
this is a
Clicked
bad.
initiative in roll 20, but I don't
dang,
see it in
I
the
forgot.
chat. I rolled a 22.
Nice.
I rolled an adjusted 4.
Oh man, I also rolled an
Casey
adjusted
Kasem here
4.
with your list of hits. Fourth on the list is Coin Valentine.
Coin Valentine.
I'm just gonna
crap.
throw it out there that
With full
my roll
furnished.
20 sheet's not updated, so it's actually a 23. But I think it'll be fine.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Update your roll 20. You're sitting here right now. Do it.
All right, so Tarat,
I like
you said 23.
Focusing on y'all.
Yeah, so his is 23. And Oran and
Oran.
Coin both got a 4, but Coin's dexterity mod is definitely higher than mine. So,
Okay.
so he will go first.
Oh wait, I've got two Tarats on here. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
Let me roll for the.
Mirror image.
Tarat, fourth attack.
I
Here we
cast
go.
duplicity.
Hey, that.
I may not read, but I'm a quick learner.
If only you could cast duplicity on other people.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yes, but I can cast
know how
mirror image
useful
on
it-
it. Hang on.
I don't know how useful it'd be on a monk.
Well, it gives you. Nope, it's of yourself.
Yeah, no, it's of yourself, but I just think it'd be hilarious to do. Like, cast it on somebody who you just want to, like, befuddle and just see themselves standing in front of them.
Can I have duplicity and mirror image up at the same time? Would that double? Is this game breaking? What I'm about to suggest?
No, what is it? Mirror image is just
3
it just lowers.
duplicates.
It's your duplicates around you.
Oh, you roll a d20 to determine.
Are you trying to tell me you're trying to perform shadow clone jutsu?
Yeah. Shadow clone jutsu.
I'm just saying I could have a lot of really crazy things happening with a bunch of coin valentine.
Do both
It
of
would
them?
literally be like pink
Do-
elephants from Dumbo.
Oh gosh. Do both of them require concentration? Because I feel like if
No.
they both do, then no.
Doesn't say-
Duplicity, invoke duplicity is not like an actual spell, so it's
It's a
not.
cantrip?
It's a
No,
ability.
It's it's like your monk key. It's
okay.
channel divinity.
Okay, so this alleyway that you're in, there's not really anything in it. They're basically just 2 brick walls that just
Bunch of
extend
baddies.
all the way up, like 3 or 4 stories.
4 jerks.
Those 2 little boxes, or those 3 boxes that you see there, they're just like wooden crates that that are like 3 or 4 feet tall. Nothing special about them. And then there is back here in the back, you can see that the wall doesn't go all the way, and there's like sort of a little back alley in the alley. So just to be aware of that. But there's basically, other than that, it's just them, and they're standing there in front of you, and you guys can see the order, and it's going to be Tarat is going to start us off.
I'd like to ready an action to run away.
Oh god.
Oh no.
You can on your turn.
Yeah, easy.
So Tarat,
So I'm going to pull
can
out.
we get a little
my
bit of
hand
fighting
axe.
music?
Yeah, some
Fight music. Here we
little less abandoned city, even though everyone's gone from the.
No, that
city.
was the perfect music for that though, but just a little fighty,
Ah,
There you go.
yes.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Do
I'm
it.
just gonna pull out my my hand axe, and I'm gonna go for the gentleman right here.
Gonna go to work, huh?
Yup, and I'm gonna swing at him.
Yeah. People who use words like revenge don't normally get diplomacy. We don't negotiate with terrorizers.
Oh, I
Terrorizers.
I'm not profiling, but he didn't sound like a good guy. I mean, that's a 15 to hit.
That does hit. Roll damage.
That's it.
And that's 9 damage.
9 damage. Wow.
Yeah, that plus 5.
Yeah.
Can you all see their health bars?
No.
Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
good.
And then I'm going to.
Good.
I mean,
Oh, God.
yes, you should switch it off of
Roll
whatever it's on
roll an
now.
intuition check, Brady. On whether or not we
gonna-
can see their bars.
I'm going to use a flurry of blows
That's it.
to do 2 unarmed strikes.
Also, don't forget about your fist traps of fury if those do proc.
Ooh, gets a crit.
What's that?
You gotta get a crit on these flurry of blows.
If you remember, if you get a crit,
Oh,
you get a key point
I
back.
wrote all that down.
Heck yeah.
That's a 15 to hit with the first one,
Yep, that's
No,
a
that
hit.
hits.
and that's 7 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Well, let me save you the.
Oh!
So
He,
you don't even have to use a key
I rolled
point.
a 19.
You don't
So,
even have
yeah,
to use a
you-
key point because you already had one offhand strike.
Yeah, so you can save your key point and just have done. We'll just say that you just did the one because as soon as you hit him
Okay.
with that second hit, like you just hit him straight across the jaw and he just like buckles and just like collapses to the ground.
Oh, shoot.
Yep. And now all the other ones go. Before Coyn and Oran.
Well, I will say.
My turn's not over though, right? Still
So
have
you did.
movement?
How much did you move? You moved 5.
He
and
was right next to
15?
me, so
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
was
fine.
Moved 15.
there,
so
yeah.
you've got.
It's
I
got
moved
10 more
15.
feet.
I've
No,
got
no, sorry,
35
you're a
movement.
monk. You're a monk.
Or 45 movement.
Gosh, monks.
Yeah, I
man.
mean you can move.
And he's
So-
not going to hit me because he's, knocked out or dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's laying there in a heap. We'll say that.
So,
Yeah, you could step and then use your key. Or what?
Wait, do what now?
Well, so in,
No, I've
in
already-
flurry
I
of
used-
blows, that's your
yeah,
your
yeah.
bonus
Yeah,
action.
you're
so
right.
if
I
you
already
just took the
used my
one,
bonus. So I'm
but
just
I mean you
gonna
can move into
You're
position.
You're gonna move back.
Yep, right
He
back
just
next
steps
to
up
Oran.
and he's just
Step
like,
up and just
"Ching."
poof.
I don't want to do the whole, have 3 guys around me while you guys are just
No,
like,
it's good
we're
thinking.
helping you.
Yeah.
We're helping you.
Good thinking. So,
We're helping.
Just keep dodging, Tarat.
We're helping. Nice.
so he takes that first one out and kind of runs back to his friends, and you hear the one bandit that was kind of like the boss dude, I guess you could say. He's just like, Jerry wasn't a strong one anyways. Get him, boys.
Oh, Jerry.
Oh man, I hope that's
And,
not factual.
No, they're all the same. They're all carbon copies.
Wow.
So he's just gonna step up to you since you basically rocked that other dude's world,
Come on, bro.
and he is going to take an attack. He on his way up. He had his scimitar out, and he walks up to you, and he takes a swing at Tarat.
Scimitar, Dustin.
That is
Sounds in
a
good shape, I
modified 20 to hit. Does that hit?
It sure does.
Okay.
Just barely.
Brag about it.
Does 4 points of damage.
Nice.
So walks up to you and he's just like, yeah, and just takes a one good just swipe. You were kind of still getting back and getting in position, and it kind of caught you off guard a little bit, and he just sort of like swiped you a little bit. So you're like, ugh. And then he just kind of like, yeah, sort of stands there ready. And then the next one is just going to walk straight up in a line and just go for the next of you. He's going to take a swing at Coin with another scimitar. Ooh. Natural 20.
Oh,
And are we doing
Imagine if it was all on me, though.
double
right?
it, or are we just rolling
You
double
d-
the amount
you
of die?
double die.
So we're just rolling it
Yeah,
once and then
you don't
doubling
double the
die.
total. You just double all the dice.
Yes. So that's what I was trying to interject when I forgot I had put myself on mute as my child come running across the screen.
I didn't see it.
And she was on the backside. You couldn't see her.
That's good.
So I'm rolling 2 instead of the 1 damage dice that it would be.
Roll
I'm rolling
2.
the 2.
I prefer
you can
that
just,
method also.
You can just roll what you would standard roll, and then look at the dice, and double that number, and then add anything else.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. I didn't know if you
Yeah.
wanted to do it that way or the way that.
Yeah, the way I said it, roll 2 dice, add the 2
I mean,
numbers together.
Either one,
and then-
it's just kind of like if you might get lucky and a crit, like, Brady only rolls like 1s on the damage dice, and then you double that, and it's nice. But if you roll like extra dice, then you might end up with like some really high.
Yeah, but if he
numbers.
rolls a 6 and you double a
then
6,
you're
that's
getting
12.
hit with 6 anyway. Like,
Yeah.
I
All
don't
right,
know.
well let's make a quick ruling right now. Do we want to just roll the 1 damage or the 1 dice or however much it is for that, and then double the result,
We're gonna
It's
or
going to affect us too.
double the
so-
dice amounts?
yeah, I'm good with doubling the die.
Okay.
So
I don't
is that
know
good with everybody?
Yeah.
Jacob?
Okay,
Jacob, weigh
Jacob,
in?
what do you
I don't
think?
know. I was trying to think how that would affect it.
Well, here's my logic. If he rolls a 6, he just doubles the 6 and it's a 12. If he
Yeah.
rolls a 6 and then rolls a 1, it's 7. But see,
Right.
that affects us too, because when we get a crit, then we can roll a 6 and get a 12, or we can roll 2 dice and get a 7.
Right.
So it's
True.
up to you guys.
I think it's really like, I don't think it's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Because I think that, yeah, literally. I think you're gonna get the same. I mean, pretty varied results with either one. So
Okay, so we'll just do the double.
I'm
Yeah,
good with
Just
the-
roll
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
result,
double.
good with the
roll
and
and
then add
double
your
the
bonus
result
damage.
instead of rolling double the amount of dice.
It requires
Okay.
less dice ownership as well.
Yeah,
think
that's true. The dice economy is pretty dicey right now. Okay, so we will do that then.
I lost a die.
That is 9
Oh.
points of damage to Coin.
See,
Well,
that was a low damage die roll, I bet.
So then that gets them to
Yeah,
him. He's
now
just
the
going to
boss-
stand there. He's just ready for another slice, but
Now the
he's
boss is gonna step up to Oran and kill him.
so then now that brings us to Coin's. Whoops, hang on.
What?
oh, you've still got
Coin's
the
turn.
the ninja face on me and Orin for being
Well, technically, Oran still is, I guess.
I still
but I
have
can
disguise self. What about this boss dude? Did he not go?
No, I rolled him separate. He's after you, Oran.
Oh, okay. Good.
So it's Coin's turn.
Coin.
All right, so
Just gonna hit him with a nuke.
yeah, I wish I had a nuke to hit him with right now.
Yeah.
So I was looking at something. Do these jokers appear to be half elven, human, elven of any variety, or they just standard
look
thuggy
human.
humans?
Yeah, they're just your standard
Just your
thuggy humans.
Basic human.
Basic,
filth.
uninteresting humans.
No. Who picks just a human? Am I right?
Variant human. We're good.
Yeah. So
Watch yourself.
Yeah. Watch. Hit
adding,
somebody. Come on.
So I'm gonna cast.
I gotta talk about my backstory at the bar. Okay. We gotta kill these guys.
We're
and
never-
get going.
we're gonna
That's
die
for
before we
next
get there.
time,
No,
Oran.
go. Let's go.
All right, so I'm going to cast Charm for my at second level on the two this Joker and this Joker, the two facing me, or the one facing me and the one facing Tarat.
Is that charm person?
That is charm person. It's attempted to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your companions. Oh, no. Dang. Fighting it.
I mean,
Well,
so
aren't-
they'll just
They
roll
get
it with
advantage because we're in combat with them.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so that wouldn't be.
I mean, it could still work. But
Yeah, I mean, you can still give it a
Yeah.
try if you want, or if not, you don't have to. You can.
No, I don't believe in giving the GM advantage.
it's gonna happen no matter what. Some
I know.
point.
He makes his own
It's
advantage.
I was about to say.
Hey, I try to keep it fair.
I know.
Okay, go. Let's go.
All your
What would you like to do?
natural
All right.
against me, I
Come
think.
on.
So I'm gonna go ahead and channel divinity and do duplicitous image.
Nice.
So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring out the double coin.
You can cast it.
Is that as a bonus?
Or what's the distance of how far you can cast it away? Can you place it on a square like within 30 feet or something like that?
Well, I wish I knew the answer to that, but I'll look it up while we're doing that. So it says that I should know that more better, especially since that's my thing. Within 30 feet, up to 30 feet, and I must be able to see it.
Okay, so you can cast it out.
Yep, up to 30
Alright.
feet away.
Would you
So-
like to keep it there next to you, or you want to make it pop up? You can do.
I'm gonna put him on the. Yeah, I don't want to go that far. I want him to be adjacent to this other character.
So like
So, put him.
like there.
Yeah, like right here between the two of them. There you go.
Okay, so you're standing there and you got these two bandits that ran up and rushed you guys and took a swing at Tarat and then took a swing at you, and then you just kind of like step back and you grab your holy symbol and you're just like, ah! And all of a sudden this extra person basically just pops up in between the two bandits and they're just like,
I grab my belt and I go, huh, ha, huh.
Forgot he's got like the belt buckle.
all right. So now that brings us to Oran.
Put him on.
Okay. Going to cast magic missile. Let's see, where'd it go? High levels when you cast a spell use. Creates one more target first. Okay. So I've got three magic missiles. Where are my D4s?
Locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded. All right. So, let's see.
Oh, shoot, my hand's off the chest piece. I didn't draw my weapon.
Okay.
I mean,
so-
I'll allow it. I mean, I would say that's That's
Yeah, I
something
got
that you would
hit.
do after you cast the spell, or even before. I would say like whenever these guys showed their faces, I'm sure all of you went into ready mode. So I mean like,
Yeah.
I would allow that you already had it out. So
Yeah.
that's fine.
All right.
All right, what you doing? You're rolling magic missile damage.
Magic missile. So three darts and one for each boy.
To this. Oh,
All right.
one dart for each boy. All right.
Yeah. So all right, and I'll roll it just to keep it fair. First one. Oh, be careful with that sound effect. It's just gonna keep repeating. It did it twice. Don't do it again.
Did you not?
It,
Did
it'll
you
come
not
up out of
learn your
nowhere.
Okay, here we go.
lesson?
Uh-oh. Stop. All right, it's going. Guy closest to me. He's got 5 points of damage for him. The guy in front of Coyn is gonna be. Oh, nope. Gonna roll it again because I think I flipped it. It's gonna be 4 points of force damage for him.
Ooh,
Oh, nice.
For the guy in front of you?
Cobblestone
The
that
guy in
appeared.
front of Coyn gets
Okay, guy in front of Coyn.
4. The guy in front of
Gets
Tarat gets 5.
Tarat gets 5.
Yep. And no,
Okay.
not Tarat. The guy in front of Tarat. I don't want to hit.
But yeah, I got you.
And the other dude down the way, he gets 5 as well. Nice. Almost
Nice.
max damage.
Force missile of target red.
Yeah. So
It's a microwave.
some good good force
Yeah,
damage.
that was some good damage. So you put your hand up and you do your incantation, and then you just and these silvery darts spark out from your hand and hit each one of the bandits, and they're like, "Gah, gah, gah." They all take a pretty good hit.
Yeah, and Oran's
so you see.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oran's just gonna yell at him. I don't think your lives are worth this revenge you seek. You should probably get out of here.
Oh, I think they are. They should totally. Their lives are worth it.
Yeah.
So you see the boss kind of hear that, and he's just like, "Ah." You see him turn around, and he starts to, whoa. Oh, he disappears under the ground.
Gosh.
He
We're
was a
in
rat
so
person
much-
all along.
We're in so much bigger
sorry,
trouble than I thought.
He moves back a little bit,
Still
and then he turns around and he takes out. He has a little light crossbow, and he's just like, "Well, you know what? That's for me to decide." And he he also says, "You know, you're not the only one that can shoot stuff." And he raises his crossbow and he levels it at Oran, and he is going to take a shot at Mr. Oran.
Okay.
13.
So 13. Oran's gonna cast shield as a reaction.
Okay, and it just basically blocks it, right?
Yeah, just blocks it and increases
Okay, so
my
he-
AC to 15. 15?
Nice. So you see him raise the light crossbow, and he just takes aim and just like sends a dart at you, and like without thinking, you just kind of like just wave your hand up in front of you, and it just like, you kind of see this little almost like a transparent glow like follows your hand and like makes a little shield in front of you, just and it just ting, just hits off of the magical transparency that went in front of you. Just he's like, oh,
Like,
you got tricks.
apparently not.
So that's all he can do. So now that brings us back to Tarat.
All right, I am going to. Let's see. I wish that guy didn't like step back just a little bit. Yeah. So I'm going to use disengage, and then as a bonus, I'm going to use a key point to do steps or step of the wind.
Step of the
I believe
wind.
it is.
I think
Yeah,
step
That way I can dash. Because that mamma jamma is 45 feet, so now I can go 90. I'm gonna go.
Jeez.
I guess I don't want to. go in his little area.
No, engage him that way. If he runs away, you'll
No,
be
no,
able
no.
to swipe
I'm
at
trying
him.
to get behind him.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, right there. So that's 60 feet. Did you see that, Brady?
Hang on, where'd you send him to?
Oh shoot! Hold on.
come
So
on.
bloop, and then bloop, and then bloop, and then bloop, and then bloop. So right there.
Okay, so this one bandit here in front of you is going to get an attack of opportunity.
No, he used
Nope.
disengage.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
about to
okay,
say,
you
as
disengage.
as my action, I'm disengaging, and then I'm expending a key point so I
Yeah.
can dash.
Got you for a step of the wind. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So you step past. You just like kind of like almost look like you turn into a mist. You move so fast. You just like step in between that bandit and Oran, and Oran's just kind of like wow, and that bandit's like huh. And then before it knows it, the bandit that just got done lowering his crossbow and reloading it, he looks up and like you're standing behind him. You basically did the teleport thing for what is it on Dragon Ball Z? You know, the
instant transmission.
yeah, instant transmission. That's it.
No.
So he's just kind of like what? And so is that all you're gonna do?
That is all I can do.
Yeah, that was a pretty good thing to do.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
nothing to sneeze at there. All right, so that brings us to the next bandit, which was the one that was just in front of that you just stepped out in front of. So
Yeah.
seeing that he doesn't really have anybody nearby, he's just going to take a swing at. We'll just say, since he did see Oran send out some weird magic, he's like, oh, I got to take you out quick. And he goes and takes a swing at Coyn
Wait.
with his.
What?
Or sorry, Oran, not Coyn. So he
I gotta
takes
take you
a-
out. Turns
takes a swing.
around.
Yeah, and walks away. No, sorry, he takes a swing at Oran since he's so close. So with his scimitar, 18.
Yeah. That'll hit.
Okay, so. Okay, just 3 damage. So he just kind of didn't get you too hard,
Okay.
but he just kind of like he was a little confused at what just happened with this dude that was just like disappeared basically in front of him. So he's just like just took a swing at the closest thing in front of him, which was Oran, and
Yep.
he is then also, since he is still within the. Does your duplicitous image get a attack of opportunity, or is it just there?
No, they can't attack.
It's there.
Okay.
It can only cast spells.
Okay. Well, it's basically so it's just gonna step. It's staying within the 5 feet range there with Oran, but it's basically gonna step right in front of him. Yeah, he steps over and yells like that. So then that brings us to the other bandit here in front of Coyn, and he's a little caught off guard because there's 2 of you now. So he's just gonna be like, and he's gonna swing at the duplicitous image, which. And did we establish last time that doesn't do anything? It just
Does
passes
no
right
damage,
through. It
just
doesn't
passes
dissipate
right
him.
through.
Yep.
So he just turns and he just takes a swing and just goes right through him. He's like, what?
Yeah.
And he's just like kind of angered a little bit by that. And he's just like, And
Both
Cue angry
coins
voice.
look at him, smile.
Ding.
Wait.
yeah. Ding. Okay, so yeah, he's just kind of like looking sort of mad and a little confused. So now that does bring us to Coyn.
So Coyn, having drawn his crossbow at the side of these young gentlemen,
Yes.
fires off a shot at the one right in front of him.
So with a light crossbow, would that be disadvantage?
No,
What's
remember, he's
your
got
It would
range?
not,
crossbow
because I took
expert.
crossbow master.
Okay, awesome. So you just like, basically, I could imagine if you had like a duster on, you were just kind of like, and just like, But
Has
yeah,
a-
you
he
raise
has
it
a
at him.
sleeve crossbow.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like-
just
it's only like
No,
this
that-
big. It's
So
itty
so
bit.
here's that's on the shopping list for
Yeah.
tomorrow. Don't ruin
sleeve
it.
crossbow.
Yes,
yeah,
because-
Assassin's Creed
Because with
crossbow.
crossbow
See,
master,
This light crossbow is all right, but do you have anything perhaps that would fit in
Still.
a sleeve?
so
a bit more
that's the
compact.
shopping list. Don't ruin it for
You
tomorrow.
have the
Part of
shopping
crossbow
list.
master is I can attack with my melee weapon in one hand, and then fire with the hand crossbow in the
All
other.
right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So,
Yeah, go
That's
for
why
it.
you just start using an axe that is a crossbow. You just,
So you
okay.
that would be cool.
That yeah.
So you basically just level the
An axe
crossbow
bow.
in front of him, and I could just imagine you just being like, dodge this.
Hail to the chief,
just-
baby.
just literally shoots a pin.
That's a cracked.
And
little
I'm all
cracked
out
die.
of bubble gum.
Yep.
That is a 19.
Nice.
Plus
That is a hit.
plus 4.
Yeah, it's
So
a
it's
hit.
a hit anyway.
Yep.
So that
You
is a
got him.
1d8.
Ooh, Fadoofa.
1 plus 2 piercing. So that's 3.
Hey, did you roll with advantage?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you roll again.
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah, you might
Yeah,
because you're technically
duplicit-
flanking, right?
Yeah, because,
Yeah,
Well,
because
no,
I'm
it's
flanking with
any-
my
it's any time
duplicitous image.
yeah.
Well, it's
if
not
it
the
can
flank
see
thing,
both,
I thought-
if it can see both of them.
Yeah, if I'm
yeah,
within
use
5
the
feet.
enemy.
So I
Alright, yeah,
clarified this. If I'm within 5 feet
Yeah.
of the same enemy that my duplicitous image is, then I get
Right.
advantage.
Yeah, good
We're
catch.
on
We'll just
natural
say just
20.
go ahead and roll. Yeah, hopefully you'll get a natural 20.
No, that was a 15.
Okay.
Okay, well you still hit regardless, and you're still good to go. So you just raised it up and just fire it off into his.
3 damage,
Yeah.
you said?
Yeah, 3 damage.
Okay.
So you just basically just right into his chest, and he's just kind of caught him in the arm a little bit.
Yeah, so
and then,
just a random game thought. If Coin's duplicate was on the opposite side of him, which is how you flank, like you have to be like literally like
Yeah.
sandwiching. You can't be like doing an L. That is advantage. So would that be like double advantage? Like advantage
No.
doesn't
Can't
stack,
No.
right?
You can't stack advantage.
it's just advantage.
I already pursued that thought into Google.
Maybe
Into the
we can, work on a house rule. Maybe if anybody wants to submit something, or if we come up with something for stacked advantages. So just
Get
keep that in
advantage
mind.
plus
about
5.
that. So yeah, so just think about that. But yeah, as of right now, no, it's no stack. It's just straight up, just advantage, even if you have double advantage or whatever. So
And reloading the crossbow. But because I've got expert, I ignore the loading property.
cool.
so-
So you just quick up and just get it
You
all
literally
locked.
Throw the crossbow to the side and pull out a second crossbow that's already loaded.
Yeah, just like Reaper from Overwatch. You just
No,
like,
no, I fling it out and I reload it like the lever action rifle.
yeah, swinging around your hand.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that brings us to Oran.
All right. So Orin's going to whip out a new spell, and he's going to cast Misty Step.
Ooh.
So as a bonus action, I'm going to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space.
Oh, snap.
So I can't remember how to do the little steppy step, but that's 5, 10, 15.
It's on the measurement
what do you
bar
mean?
on the
Whatever.
top left.
Anyway,
So
have
your player
shush.
selected.
Okay, so there's
and then
15.
Select the ruler.
so it's 15. And I should be able to, since that was a bonus action. And it was a level 2 spell, I should be able to cast a cantrip as my
Right.
action.
Yeah, because it's less than a.
Yeah, what are all these squares around my guy?
Yeah, I don't know.
I found a button.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Uh,
you're all these green squares.
Yeah, so
I thought they were trap doors or something. I avoided them.
No, I didn't do that. So what's.
yeah, I'm gonna turn to the guy that just hit me and cast Firebolt.
Okay, so you just
Terrible.
basically turn around and just
Yeah, I'm just.
cast it right at the dude that just attacked you.
Yep. So
God. Kate,
All right,
get out of the
so
way!
Is that a reflex?
Stupid
It's,
animal.
Dexterity check?
a ranged attack.
Okay.
So. Oh, shoot. It's a natural 2. It's not gonna hit. All right. Cool.
So you were a little bit
For the love of
confused.
God,
or
don't
you
hit Kate.
caught off guard with the.
It's going
step.
down.
So you're like,
Oh, God.
"Ah," and he just threw it, and he's just kind of like, just took a
Yep.
duck and flew right over his head.
Yeah.
Took a Kate.
All right, so then that brings us to the bandit,
Yeah,
who
boss.
is in really close proximity to Tarat, and he's
Yeah.
basically just gonna be
Wait,
like,
what? He gets 2 turns?
No, he goes last.
Yeah, he goes last.
He went last.
But he moved
before.
already, I thought.
No, he went last. Like, at
Oh,
the
yeah,
end,
yeah.
He moved away and shot.
There was Kate. She was letting you know, like, they're still there, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't kill me with a
Kate
firebolt.
floats right there. We'll just say there. So yeah, he basically just takes his light crossbow. He's like, huh? He tosses down his crossbow and then just draws a scimitar and just turns around and goes to strike Tarat with his scimitar.
Do it. I've been hit once.
That's a natural one.
Yeah.
Oh, good. There we go. That's the rolls I want.
And the scimitar skitters across the ground.
Please,
And he just-
please let me slap that scimitar out of his hand.
No, I will say, instead of slapping it out of his hand, you do just like, you bat it away because he just takes a wild swing and you're just like, ping. It's like cool and just like
There we go.
very Wing Chun, just like waiting for it. So yeah, he's just like totally caught off guard, and that was his turn. So that brings us to you, Tarat. So he just took this swing at you, and you were just like, ting.
Yep. I'm going to swing at him.
With advantage, because I rolled a natural 1 before.
Do what? Is that a thing?
No. Just hit him. Just hit
That
him.
is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Yep. And that's a
Donk.
10 damage.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
get him.
And then... let
So
me see
glad we
if
have a
I can
monk.
do this.
He doesn't even need to worry about it, Brady, because he's dead, right?
With
Nope.
No, he's definitely not. I hope
is
he's
bloody,
not.
though.
I didn't want to murder him.
He is bloodied though.
With my bonus action, can I grapple or is that a whole action?
It'll be
That would be a standard action, or like
Yeah,
your
a whole
action.
it's action.
Yeah.
Unless
I
you
don't-
have a certain feat or something that gives you
I
the
don't-
ability to
I
take it.
don't-
Which attack
think
did you
it
just
does.
use? Because you still got your unarmed strike, too, don't you?
Yeah, you can either unarmed
I do,
strike
but I
or
don't want to
flurry.
murder him.
You can declare
Remember, you can do
If-
non-lethal.
non-lethal damage and like knock him out.
Yeah,
You
remember?
can say if I want to knock him out with this blow if it's enough to take him down low enough. Like you can declare that. So
Okay. Then I'll do a flurry of blows, non-lethal.
okay.
Get out of there, you. That is a 9 to hit on the first one.
That's a miss.
Wow, the
Ah.
tension is high.
10 to hit on the second one.
Oh, total? Did you add all
Yeah.
your?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh no, I
rolled a
forgot to
4
add
and a
things.
5.
Yep. So that's a miss with both of them. He's just kind of
Okay.
like he kind of gets his bearings again. He's like,
That's what I get for showing mercy.
Yeah.
yeah, for pulling your punches. Okay, so now that brings us back to the other bandits. So that's going to be this bandit over here that was attacking Oran. He's just going to turn around, and he didn't see it earlier, but he just sees the closest thing that there's somebody else in combat with his friend. So he just steps over, and he's going to take a swing at it, and he does the same thing. He just goes straight through, and he's like, "What?" And he kind of his
I'm gonna
friend is
milk
like,
this listed image for
Yeah, I
all
know.
it's worth.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
about to say, just treat it like dodge.
Yeah.
yeah, his friend is kind of like, "Yeah, it's not real. He's not really there." And he's like, "Ugh." So he basically wasted an attack. So he's just
Swings
gonna go
at it
back.
more.
No, he's just gonna step back up in front of Oran and go. He can't attack or anything, but he's just stepping up to him.
Duplicate gets an opportunity attack. Ha!
And it just-
Just goes right through him.
yeah. Okay, so that's that one's attack.
Yes.
So now that brings us to the bandit that is surrounded by Coyn, and he's just gonna take a swipe at Coyn proper, the real Coyn.
Coin Prime.
Yes, Coyn prime. No, that's a 10.
That is
All
a
right.
miss.
Oh, so he's just thrown off from telling his friend that it was not real, and he's just like, and you were just like, wow, just dodged out of the way.
I lean in as he misses, as his sword swings past my shoulder, and I just whisper in his ear, "I'm not real either."
Yeah.
He's just like, huh? So it is your attack or your turn.
All right, so as I've leaned in and I've got the crossbow at point blank and I'm right next to him and I whisper in his ear, "I'm not real either." and I pull the trigger on the crossbow.
Oof.
19.
Oh,
Without looking, you shoot yourself.
Advantage
in
roll.
the thigh.
Advantage
Roll
again.
advantage.
Yeah, that's true. You might get
7. So,
Okay.
All right, that's a hit.
so 19, so that's a hit. So damage 8 plus 2, 10.
Yeah, so you after he swung and you said that, you said, I'm not real either. He just kind of like, he sort of straightens up a little bit. He's like, what? And then you just
And the crossbow bolt, he goes, what? And the crossbow bolt goes,
so you put it up under his,
yeah.
as he was off stack. Okay,
That's
yeah. So
terrible.
as he swung and he was off a little bit, you did kind of lean in and you were just like, I'm not real either. And you just kind of leaned and was just like, and and he drops over dead. So that one is dead. So
Coyn, are
yeah.
we killing these people in the streets?
They attacked first. To
Uh,
be fair, actually, Tarat attacked first.
we are now.
Yeah, as the police show up, they attacked us as they're all dead.
yeah.
Okay.
We're outsiders with a very shady
Yeah.
one-day passes that are now a year.
Yep.
That brings us to Oran.
Okay. Oran's gonna try again and just look at this dude and be like, one last chance. You need to leave. I need to roll like.
Oh, you're saying
Yeah,
that.
I'm
to him.
talking.
Oran, we can't let them leave.
Stop.
No, he just looks and says, it's
They'll
too
tell
late.
them. They'll tell them I'm here. We've got to take them all.
Yeah, no, you say that to him, and he just says, it's too late for that. And he just kind of like bucks up even more.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, well, that's so sad, friend, and I'm going to.
Not your friend, pal.
Not your.
I'm not your buddy guy.
I'm not your buddy guy. Yeah, Dang, I mean, I think I'm gonna have to roll with disadvantage everything.
Dang,
because,
I feel like in a different world we could have been friends. Random gang thug.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you're like, you know what, Dimitri.
I'm gonna stare him down. And I'm actually gonna reach and cast or do an attack against the guy in front of Tarat. So gonna cast Firebolt again.
Oh, Firebolt. Okay, and this is the one that you learned from the scroll.
Yeah,
from
this is the new cantrip that I've got.
which did we mention that? And you?
Yeah, we
that you would
mentioned
learn
it.
Everything.
Or
Okay.
I guess you said it would take like a long rest, and we, after getting it, rested in the town, left in the morning, went to Waterdeep.
Yeah, that's right. You took the time. That's right. I remember. I couldn't remember if you had made that known to everybody, but yeah, I do remember that now. So yeah, you're good. So you cast Firebolt.
All right, so good. Just it's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that is.
Barely.
Barely.
Just barely.
Oh, just barely
Good
makes
thing
it.
about Firebolt, it's a D10, sucker.
Rolls a 1.
Ooh, 6.
Oh,
6 damage to the guy in front of Tarat.
so
So he
he's
just
got
gets
his
hit in the
back to you, and
back,
he
like-
just kind of like he just kind of like just and you hear it singeing. He's trying to like pat himself out while he's standing there in front of Tarat. He's like, and you making him mad, and brings us to the one there in front of Tarat, and it's his turn. So he's kind of like the big boss, and he's just like, oh, we've got to get this over with quick. And he just turns with his Scimitar and takes another swing at Tarat.
Man, this guy's dumb.
And that's 9 to hit.
9.
Miss. So from getting hit in the back, he was a little off.
Will City.
Take a swing and we're just like just deflect, or just kind of like.
my shoulder hurts from the bolt of flames going through it.
So that does bring us to Tarat.
Too easy.
Garrett Terretson.
I am going to grapple this gentleman to the ground.
Okay, so that would be
Ah.
tested strength check.
Yup. Yeah, that's
You should have just hit him more.
that's an 8 to grapple him.
That's an 8. I rolled an 8 as well.
No.
So Yeah, I guess it fails. You guys.
Yeah, you guys lock up, but
Yeah, I was gonna say. I will say, you don't grapple him. You both just get kind of locked up. So yeah, you're both like holding on to each other. So technically, I would say you're both kind of grappled, but not like the full grappled condition. You're both just kind of like
Imposed.
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, you got like two rams like locked head to head, and you're just like. That brings us to the other bandits. So that's going to be the one in front of. Oh, sorry. Did you?
I was about to say, yeah, I'm going to use my bonus to hit him.
yeah,
So-
now that you're
Okay,
in close, do some body blows, bro.
Yeah, I would say with disadvantage because you're both locked up. It's kind of like
You can
a.
still strike while
what's the-
grappling. I'm pretty sure.
Did you... Okay, well, just roll it then. Let's go.
Let's see.
That is 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Woot. Non-lethal. Not trying to kill the man.
Okay.
That's 7.
Okay, he's still up, but barely. Like he's wavering. Like you see him, he's just kind of like he's having a little bit of trouble standing on his feet.
Is it too late to say
wait,
I want
yeah,
to use
I was gonna
flurry of
say-
blows? Do what?
No, sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say he's not even technically grappled from what you said, so yeah, I mean he should be able to get those attacks.
Is it too late to say I want to use flurry of blows?
No, we'll just say you used a key point, and that first one was your first attack of your flurry of blows. So then,
And the second one, oh, not as good as the first. It is a 12.
hit.
Yes! And another 7 of non-lethal damage to his face.
Okay, you see him. He just like you catch him right across the jaw, and you just see the lights just go out, and he just falls to the ground.
Here we go.
Good deal. Then I am going to see how far I can move. Dude, oh. Because you covered up all the pretty squares with... Okay.
Oh
that's-
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. My bad.
No, you're good. But that, I mean, the guy straight ahead is 35 feet, and I've got 45 of movement, so I'm going to just go straight over
Up
to
to
that
it.
gentleman.
Straight
Alrighty.
coming in for a Superman punch.
Yeah, just
Yup.
an anime punch, the wind up all the way back there. To
Yeah. Like the camera like revolves around him.
You've got all the like speed lines like going past him. Like,
Nice.
okay,
Yep.
so
And that's
then-
the end of my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that brings us to Coyn. You're muted, by the way.
Coin, you're muted.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't said anything yet. I was considering my next
Okay.
action.
Okay.
I saw you mouthing something. I was just making sure. But yeah,
Clearing
it's
my throat.
gotcha.
Thinking about what I'm going to do. And I'm thinking about just putting an arrow or a bolt in that dude.
Do it.
Yeah, you got a line of sight. You can shoot him.
All right. I'm going to zap him with the crossbow, which hasn't failed me.
Zap.
Well,
You're now shooting baby electric
14
eels.
plus 4, that's 18.
18 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that hits. Yeah.
6 plus 2, that's 8 damage. Damage.
Quick maths.
And this is a lethal arrow, right?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't
Yeah.
you can't do non-lethal. I don't know. If
No,
you can
I
do
know. I was just
non-lethal with-
being.
No.
Oh, yeah. You
This was
can,
the arrow
you can
with
break,
the punching,
you can-
the boxing glove on the end of it.
Yeah,
and it-
yeah,
You can break it, and it's just like you're shooting a stick at him.
That's an action.
Sharp stick.
Ow, that hurts.
So yeah, you bring it up and you just, and it catches him right in the side of the neck. He didn't see it coming, and it just, and he just falls over as he gurgles.
I did all that hustling for nothing. So, Coyn, you want to tell us what's going on here?
So are they all down?
Not
No,
right.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
the
That was
main
the last
guy's
one?
just knocked out.
Yeah, the other one's he's
knocked
out.
out. Yeah. Oren's gonna look around. Do I see anyone? Hear any yelling of the town city watch is coming or what?
Roll a perception check.
Oh boy. Do we hear all the?
Everybody
all
can
the
roll
knights?
one if you'd like.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Do I hear the Night's Watch?
That's a 9.
21.
9,
A 9, but
21.
my passive is really high.
21.
16,
I hear the trees
19. That's a 19 on me.
bending.
So, right as the battle dies down, you're all just kind of like, and you hear these footsteps come around this back corner back here, and a man steps up, and he's got armor and a cloak on, and he says, "Senior Civilar Martin, halt!" And that's where we'll end the session.
Listen, I can explain.
Just, oh man. Okay.
Oh.
Wow. Well, still not gonna find out what's going on with Oran until next time.
Join in next time
Hey,
for juicy.
By the time we play next time, we'll forget that we were even going to talk about it. And then,
Yeah.
No,
just
we're
go on
going
the
to talk
back
about
burner.
Yeah.
because
Hey,
So
I've
wait,
got
we'll
a guy. I've got a water board or breadboard or whatever I know how to do.
We got some room for
I
4,
want
please.
answers. I want answers. Other than I'm just shoving loaves of bread in his mouth.
Adventurers, party of 4. Yeah. All right. Well,
can we talk about Senior Civilar Martin being the person to stop us there?
Yeah. What are you, a cop?
I really wanted to be like, I'm going to take out my phone and start recording.
I just turn around and say, "Am I being detained? Am I being detained?"
I'm being detained.
Yeah, I hope you guys take the time to talk to Senior Civilar Martin.
I'm sure we will.
No, we're just going to
Nah.
dismiss him right away.
No, I'm just.
We
Gonna,
may even attack.
I'm just
Straight.
gonna walk over to the unconscious guy and just be like, "Just get my drunk buddy out of the alley." Just
So
wander
I'm not
off.
sure how these other
Might be
guys
able to
died.
do.
It looks like they fell on these crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like somebody with a crossbow. You can search me. I don't have such things.
Yeah. Let's see. Yes.
Cool. Well, I guess we should thank everybody for stopping by and listening or watching tonight. If you watched us live, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. A couple of quick, again, thank yous for JNATHYN for the use of our theme song. Noir, check him out on YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. He makes a lot of cool like synthwave kind of stuff. It's really, really good. Thank you to Syrinscape for the use of their sound sets, which we really enjoyed. I thought they were spot on tonight, Dustin. So thank you for that. I thought you did very well with the sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to thank the dead party members for playing the drums as they were being shot with crossbows.
Yeah.
And then let's see what else. Thank you to Roll20 for using the platform. So it's very helpful. I didn't think about it, but I was like, oh, this needs to look more like something because that's why I added the cobblestones and stuff. So it wasn't just like boxes and things. But yeah, so you can do stuff like that on the fly. With Roll20.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Yeah,
But,
so you can turn a normal fight into one where all the enemies can traverse under stone.
Yeah, suddenly without warning.
Pass through Earth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, let's see what else. Anybody else? Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say we will not be having our live session next Saturday on the 20th. Our next live session for Heroes Need Not Apply will be on the 27th. So
That's correct.
2 weeks
and we
from
will
now.
post about it on
Yep.
all of our social medias, which if you haven't already and you enjoyed tonight's content and you think we've earned it, please consider giving us a follow here on Twitch and also checking us out on our social media. You can just check out either Heroes Need Not Apply in podcast form. You can search for that on all podcast platforms. Just search for Heroes Need Not Apply. If you're a little lost with the rules and not sure what's going on, or if you want to get a friend into playing Dungeons and Dragons because you thought this was fun or think this is the best time to bring people in now, you can check out our other podcast, the Vitamin D&D podcast. That's the Vitamin D, the letter ND podcast. Check us out there. That's where we teach the rules and we break it down so it's not so scary and it's fun, easy, bite-sized things. You can send it to your friends, get them to learn the rules. If you listen to at least the first season, that'll kind of get you up to speed with being able to start a character and start playing. Season 2 gets into some other more finer detail things, but Check that out. Subscribe to that if you are so inclined or want to give somebody the heads up. Word of mouth is the way we get things done here. But also just check us out on our social media. Like I said, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just search for the Vitamin D&D Pod, and it should pop up wherever. Or you can hit us up if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or want us to talk about anything either on the show or on the podcast. Email us at thevitamindndpodcast@gmail.com. That's the vitamin D, the letter ND, podcast@gmail.com. We will check all those. We will respond to you and possibly talk about it on air. Or if you have any house rules that you would like to suggest for the double advantage thing that we discussed, or any other type of house rules that you think would be cool to implement in this game, send them in. We'll see if they're not broken, and we might consider implementing them. But yeah, anybody else got anything?
If we get 100 shares, Brady's going to give me an Expo.
Sure.
Yeah.
100 likes for Expo.
Sure. I'll start
Spread the word.
Yeah.
And then like 5-6 months down the road, it gets 100 just randomly, and it's like, aha!
Expo!
Like, it's episode 100, but I get my Expo.
Yeah, better late than never. Yeah. So does anybody else have anything before we go?
No.
Covered it all.
Support your local game shops. Now's the best time to get into D&D. The community has never been as big and as welcoming and as large as it has been. It's been the best year. It's only going to get better from here. Why not jump in now and learn to play with some Vitamin D&D?
Talk to Ron, Brandy, and Kaylee over at the Gamekeep. They've got the new Beetle and Grimm's specialized dice boxes that have, they're for your cleric, they're for your monk, and you buy the dice box and it comes with all the dice you need. If you're a healer, it comes with your healing dice. If you're a damage special, kind of like a monk, and it comes with all the extra dice you need in the box, and it also comes with this really cool artwork. They'll order it for you. They're great people.
So check them out. They're in Nashville.
They're in Nashville on Lebanon Pike.
Okay, so check that out. I'm sure you can check them out on their Facebook, or just Google them, give them a Google. Check them out. Support them, and thank them for watching or listening, if they are watching or listening, and for all of their support. It's been really awesome to hear that from them. But if nobody else has anything, I guess we will sign off for the night. So everybody, thanks again for stopping in, tuning in, listening, watching. We do appreciate it. And again, if you think we have earned it, you could give us a follow, a like, or subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. But other than that, y'all take it easy, and we'll see you after your long rest. Deuces.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, spread the word.